The mainstream media and top Democrats like Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler are freaking out today after this news. President Trump's Department of Justice has sparked a criminal investigation of Obama's intelligence community. This marks a big escalation in the ongoing review by John Durham against the Obama administration. This review has been based, among other things, on the evidence that Obama's administration spied on President Trump's campaign. One new article from this morning says the DOJ's Russiagate probe just turned into a criminal investigation. What began as an administrative review by the Justice Department into the origins of Russiagate has shifted to a criminal inquiry. According to the New York Times is reporting on this, citing two people familiar with the matter. The move will allow prosecutor John H. Durham the power to subpoena documents and witnesses to impanel a grand jury to file criminal charges. Durham's progress has been closely monitored by Attorney General William Barr, who appointed the veteran investigator in May, tasking him with looking into FBI and CIA intelligence gathering operations surrounding the 2016 U.S. election. This article also points out that Barr said on April 10th that he believed spying had taken place against the Trump campaign and that he doesn't buy former FBI officials' version of how the collusion investigation began. This article includes a quote from the Daily Caller saying, "Little is known about Durham's activities so far in the investigation. The Times report said it is unclear when the investigation took on a criminal element or what specific crime Durham is investigating. Durham accompanied Barr to Italy late in September as part of an inquiry into U.S. intelligence agents' activities there during the 2016 campaign. Just over 3 weeks ago, the Times also reported that President Trump asked the Australian Prime Minister to help Barr uncover the origins of Russiagate, a move which Justice Department officials said would be neither illegal nor untoward for Trump to ask. And according to NBC, Durham has set his sights on former CIA Director John Brennan and former National Intelligence Director James Clapper. Durham's investigation has been running parallel to a probe by Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz, who told Congress on Thursday that he expects his report to be lengthy, but able to be made mostly available to the public. Another Daily Caller quote reads, "The Durham probe is similar to a Justice Department Inspector General's investigation into the FBI's surveillance of the Trump campaign. Horowitz has been investigating whether the FBI misled the Foreign Surveillance Court in spy applications against Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. Investigators relied heavily on the Steele dossier in the applications, though information in that document was largely unverified. Unlike Durham, Horowitz has not had subpoena power and cannot use a grand jury as part of his investigation." And this article closes off just noting that, and of course, with Durham's administrative review turning into a criminal probe, the New York Times has already given away the predictable response from the left. Barr is investigating the Obama intelligence community, apparently to help President Trump win in 2020. Nothing to see here, folks, right? That's how the mainstream media is going to be trying to frame this at the very least. So you do have these mainstream media organizations this morning freaking out about this news, saying that the Department of Justice is giving Trump exactly what he wants, a criminal investigation into the Mueller probe. The Department of Justice can now issue subpoenas, convene a grand jury, compel witnesses to give testimony, and file criminal charges. So the mainstream media clearly very worried that Obama's administration is facing this criminal investigation. Again, there were growing signs that Obama administration officials were getting nervous about the direction that this investigation has been going. Less than 1 week ago, leading into this confirmation that Durham's review is now a criminal investigation, CIA analysts were increasingly worried as they began to lawyer up with Brennan and Clapper being ensnared in the expanding Russiagate probe. CIA analysts involved in the intelligence assessment of Russia's activities during the 2016 U.S. election have begun to hire attorneys, as Attorney General William Barr expands his investigation into the origins of the probe led by U.S. Attorney John Durham. The DOJ is looking at both former CIA Director John Brennan and former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper. They also note that other officials have said that there is tension between the Justice Department and the CIA over what classified documents Durham has access to. Again, they're mentioning how an upcoming report by DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz should shed more light on why Durham's probe has become a criminal inquiry. Horowitz announced on Thursday his report would be available to the public soon with few redactions. The investigation's new status means that Durham can use these expanded tools, including the power to subpoena witnesses, file charges, and impanel fact-finding grand juries. It's also been reported that Durham's probe had expanded significantly based on new evidence uncovered during this recent trip to Rome with Attorney General William Barr. Barr reportedly told embassy officials in Italy that he, quote, needed a conference room to meet high-level Italian security agents where he could be sure no one was listening in. Top Democrats, again, very angry about news that this investigation is expanding. Nevertheless, in responding to the expanded Durham probe, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler, a Democrat, and House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff, another well-known Democrat, followed the New York Times framing and accused the Trump administration of misconduct by investigating this wrongdoing at the Obama administration. President Trump's administration is apparently doing something wrong, so says Jerry Nadler, Adam Schiff, in the New York Times. One quote says, "These reports, if true, raise profound new concerns that the Department of Justice under Attorney General William Barr has lost its independence and become a vehicle for President Trump's political revenge." That's how Democrats are trying to frame this news. They also said if the Department of Justice may be used as a tool of political retribution or to help the president with a political narrative for the next election, the rule of law will suffer new and irreparable damage. That's what Democrats are worried about all of a sudden. Sounding like Jerry Nadler and Adam Schiff are also worried based on that quote. Also on Thursday, they note that top Republicans revealed never-before-seen texts from fired FBI agent Peter Strzok, where he apparently discussed systemic leaking at the Bureau. Senate Homeland Security Committee Chairman Ron Johnson and Finance Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley revealed these texts in a letter to the Intelligence Community Inspector General requesting an update on whether the FBI's apparent leaks to the media were being probed. The senators pushed to know whether the Intelligence Community Inspector General was looking into Strzok's email to FBI colleagues on April 13, 2017, when he wrote that an unidentified agency might be the source of some of the leaks to the media that he'd been seeing. Quote, "I'm beginning to think the agency got info a lot earlier than we thought and hasn't shared it completely with us," Strzok wrote, according to documents that senators included in their letter to the ICIG. "Might explain all these weird / seemingly incorrect leads all these media folks have. Would also highlight agency as a source of some of the leaks." The DOJ watchdog faulted the FBI last year for repeated violations of its media communications policy, noting that agents had received gifts from reporters and leaked regularly and brazenly, even from phones at FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. So tell me what you think about this update and the reaction by these mainstream media outlets and top Democrats like Nadler and Adam Schiff, who do seem to be worried. Tell me what you think. If you could leave a like on this video, that is greatly appreciated, and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Thanks everybody that has been sharing the videos and sharing the channel to help get the information out there. Also, everybody that has supported on Patreon and PayPal, thanks again. Both links in the video description where you can support the channel. I'll follow up soon. Thanks, everyone.